Open your eyes, what can you see around? Wind of the open sky, over the siren sounds. This is a dream, getting the royal scar, holding a diamond blade, throwing it far. Holding your breath still, you jump the fire. We'll just sit and wait till can you fly? You got it, then try to tell me you got the wrong guy. Got the wrong. Got the wrong Try to tell me you got the wrong guy.
Good afternoon, y'all. It's weird I get to say good afternoon. My name is George. This show is Don't Panic Flip. And we've got coffee, not alcohol, here since it's 12:30, and I plan on getting still a lot more done today. Despite the fact that none of the physical activities I had planned for today are possible because I lifted 230-pound weights improperly at the gym yesterday while trying to teach my daughter at the gym about lifting weights properly and the negative impacts of not doing so. I feel like there's a good amount of irony there. This is interesting. I'm watching as Fred is ignoring everything so far. And you can see when Fred is thinking about whether or not to respond, his jaw goes left and right as opposed to just the standard kind of like I'm a mouth breather. Because everything said in chat and everything I'm saying all gets sent off to Fred. Lynn, speaking about adulting, is so done with adulting for a month. Lynn, give us the lowdown. How are you done with adulting? And I'm in the same boat. So I have this other screen over here that is giving me feedback on what Fred decides to do. And all I get is ignored, which is perfect because what I'm afraid of is what Fred was snowballing, where we would say something and the more data we sent to Fred to provide him context for the conversation, the more often he would decide to respond. And I call that snowballing because that's not intentional. I had to check again there. Because sorry, there's just so much going on in the background. But Lynn's fridge died on the holiday weekend. We had to buy a second mini fridge as a stopgap. Got the new fridge yesterday, stocked back up today, and moved the new mini fridge downstairs to replace the tiny mini fridge. Yeah, that sounds like adulting. Also, what updates do we have? Because we're gonna get kicked off on DeathLab here in a minute. But I gotta pull in. Sorry, where's Notepad? Come on, Notepad. I listed out everything. So we've got for DeathLab. And Lynn, feel free to add more context as necessary. That sounds. Man, I wish there was a. I wish I was a fast enough thinker to turn somehow the fact that you had a fridge catastrophe into some sort of an enjoyable pun. It didn't happen quickly enough to me. Compressor failure on a 13-year-old fridge. Okay, I mean, timing-wise, I don't know how often compressors fail on refrigerators, but it does seem like 13 years is a substantial amount of time. And it was a mini fridge, right? It was on the holiday weekend. We had to buy a second mini fridge as a stopgap. Got the new fridge yesterday, stocked back up, moved the new mini fridge downstairs to replace the tiny mini fridge, which was the stopgap. Now, did you return the stopgap tiny mini fridge? Ah, got it. Our fridge died, the big one. Got it. Okay. Makes a lot more sense. I'm sorry. And yes, that sucks. Did you guys know that it died, or did you lose a majority of the food because it went, 8 hours without anybody realizing it had died?
George, full-size fridge in the kitchen is what died. That's a real adulting nightmare right there. Can't wait for the next episode of DeathLab where it battles against the fridge for the ultimate showdown.
Did ChatGPT just help me understand what was going on in the conversation? ChatGPT got it before I did on the full-size fridge. Cool. Cool. No doubt. We are so set to go for today. Let's see here. I'm going to let
George,
it happen.
Sounds like Lynn and Denver pulled off a fridge rescue mission. Ice on the old fridge. That's some serious adulting ingenuity right there. Just hope it doesn't lead to a mini fridge battle on DeathLab.
A little repetitive. The older tiny mini fridge has been replaced with the larger mini fridge we bought. Got it. Okay. We'll see what happens here. We're sending a lot of messages to Fred to evaluate. And what's cool is the mechanism we're doing speech to text isn't good. So what I'm first doing is sending that message off to ChatGPT or to an LLM model to do a better job of speech to text by providing it all of the conversational, everything that happened in the past 60 seconds to provide some context so that way it can better identify speech to text. So it's kind of a cool workflow. And then I store that in a database, and then I send that message off to the Fred LLM who now has like 1,000-word background describing exactly what Fred's personality is like and how often Fred should respond and how often they should engage and why they should engage. There was a lot figured out. And so far, Fred's actually doing okay. Also, we have coffee. So typically, I feel like most of y'all see me on with whiskey and White Claws. But now we've got coffee. And I'm about to go do a writing session at a coffee shop after this. because we had a little bit. I was supposed to go. I was supposed to go on a trail run today, but the back issue, and of course, Lynn and Denver having to adult so much. But let's. Oh man, I was talking about updates. Worst case of ADD. What did we do? We added new themes. So now there's DeathLab books, comics, television shows, historical figures, animals, and comedy legends. I thought that was kind of fun to battle. Also, Fred may be ready. We'll see. He's about to say something. We've also got a talking animation.
Sounds like George is ramping up the DeathLab game. New themes? That's a recipe for some epic showdowns. Just hope the fridge doesn't get tossed into the mix. It might just freeze out all the competition. George, animation? Now that's a realm of creativity. Just hope they don't animate a fridge, otherwise, it could be a cold-blooded battle on DeathLab.
So I do feed in Fred's responses to himself. But I've noticed he has a tendency to become somewhat circular in how he deals with things. If I posted a video of Fred, at that point he was still utilizing the personality of Skeletor, of him harassing someone for asking if they could take a bio break before we kicked off the next Death Lab. It was awful how mean he was. Oh wow, Fred's got a lot to say now.
Sounds like George's friend might be stuck in a conversational loop. Circular responses? That's a real plot twist, like a bad sequel nobody asked for. Maybe they need a refresher course on communication. Absolutely, George. A little kindness goes a long way. It's like trying to keep the peace in a superhero team. Everyone's got to play nice, or the whole squad falls apart. You're spot on, George. Boundaries are key, just like knowing when to hit pause on a video game before you smash that high score.
Okay. You know what we're going to do before we get too far into it? Hey, let's introduce the theme. We've got a theme right now of household objects. So if you're interested in nominating a household, oh my gosh. If you're interested in nominating a household, oh God, nope. We're going to have to turn off Fred. It happened again where he's becoming too chatty. I can see he's already prepped to say a bunch of stuff. Sorry, y'all. Need a sec. Gonna kill that. And then we've got all chat messages, disable, all spoken messages, disable, and chatbot, disabled. All right, same thing happened again with Fred, where we feed him so much information that the primary directive of you don't respond much ends up getting lost in the mix somehow. I don't know how to defeat that as of yet. Still got to keep working on it. I might just end up having to send him less data. But for this battle, and we'll come back to it, we're going to kick off a Household Objects DeathLab battle. And to nominate, you type in ! Nominate. Let's go with an evil spatula. Also, validation got so much better. That is an evil-looking spatula right there. But in the meantime, we're gonna go throw down on some Jaws. All right. Man, so many different messages. Oh, shoot, we forgot about music. That's what we're missing right now. I just even prepped some new music. So give me a sec. This is awesome. We've got a chill Sunday kind of synthwave vibes planned. So we've got Midnight, Gunship. Man, I'm trying to think of who else is on here. Music from the Turbo Kid soundtrack. So there's a lot on that one. And we've got some Jaws the Pinball. Too much. Ooh, we got a secret skill shop for 5 million. We got our bounty hunt lit. There's our bounty hunt. It's good. Mako Shark. Yeah, let's do the Mako. And now we're gonna hit the shark right up the middle. But we're gonna go off the, yeah, that one over there. Jeff, welcome. What's going on, George? George streaming with the sun up? I know.
You know what the difference is between you and me? I make this look good.
Ghost Flipper, welcome. Jeff, I hope you're having a fantastic weekend. All right, what do we need to do? We ready for a multi-ball already. Let's get her done. Yeah, it's weird to be streaming while the sun is up. My kid is focused on her shit stuff. I mean, that was a double, and that was absolutely worth it. There we go. 34 seconds left. We're in this multi-ball. I have to go to, well, I don't have to go. I'm going to Lima Coffee Shop to go get some writing done. I got a whole bunch of work done yesterday. And I thought, what the heck? We've got an hour or so. Jeff has nothing to complain about. Which is fantastic news. Heading to the Springs tomorrow for a mini conference. That's awesome. Let's get that life ring. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! I can't believe we saved that. Oh, I missed it. All right, we're cool. Lynn, you should probably black out the windows so we have no idea what time of day it is. Honestly, well, I did that before. I need to get something that won't start a fire because the carpet started falling apart when I used the moving blankets for pinball machines. So I've got to get something better. There's a pipet. All right, we are now ready to start our second mode. Let's do it. Beach Panic. All right, there's super buoys. Awesome, hitting that right side. Let's go there, see if we can get some spins. Again. Trying for that live catch. Double layer over the window tint. Get it, double layer 0 window tint. Get it from Wally World and Automotive. Home Depot has this thin metal panels. That'll do the trick. Okay. Hey, on that note, anybody have a line on where to get an old Bally transformer for a Vector back there? That transformer is Capuzzo. Hey, I'll take that up and around. All right, we're going scars to shark. Oh no, missed it. Or a roll of vinyl. The metal panels would probably be good. Although we do now have a fence up. Not a fence, it's like a magnetic thing to stop bugs from getting in, but we can open the garage door. All right, Quint's challenge, but I'm going for the mode right now, so I'm gonna go for the scar shot and then the shark and get double progress. Oh no. Or we're slightly off on all of our shots right now. Is this ball 3? Yeah, this is ball 3. We gotta find our shots. There's that one. Let's go scars to shark. Got it. Awesome. There's raft attack. This game has a lot of flow. I do really like it. As long as you can find the shots, the flow's insane. Oh, crap. Huh. That didn't activate as expected. So, oh, because that was advanced bounty. Got it. It was the wrong thing. Or it was different than what I thought it was. There we go. So we have to do this 3 times. It's kind of fun. Cool, we're gonna do this one more time. Got it. And now you have to hit this fin twice. There's 1. There's 2. This mode is done. All right, so we've got 3 modes done. We've got Beach Panic, Scars, and Raft Attack. 2 more modes to go. And there's the cool hack where you hit Scars and then the Shark in order to get twice the amount of progress on getting to your next mode. Or, I heard you know a guy that does electrical. Maybe he does walls too. Ghost Flipper, bringing old stuff up. The lore, yes. Another shark, got it. Awesome, we're gonna go for night swim. Good, that might be enough spins to get us, when we're done, into a bounty hunt multi-ball. I don't think so, we need 5 more spins. That was really bad. Oh man, we got Night Search multi-ball lit though, that's fun. Oh, that was so late. All right, trying for spinner. Nope. Gonna try that again, so we're gonna go Scars to spinner, real spinner. Oh my gosh. There it is, there it is. Awesome. Now we're gonna hit the Night Swim spinner on the far left. Totally got there. Oh no. We are missing every shot right now. Oh crap, we made it into Night Search. We've got 2 balls in there. No, I don't want the life ring. How do I let go? All right, we've got a ball trap there. We are ready to hit that twice. All right. That sucked because that would have been good to deploy that. Borg, who dis on Sunday afternoon? I know, Borg. Sorry. Weird time. You're a weird guy, Ace. That sucked. We got a chance to play Dutch Pinball's Alice in Wonderland yesterday at the One Up Minster. The CW show-style art package is definitely one of the bigger negatives to the table for us. The CW show-style... Oh, like the CW, like Arrow. Or, I don't know, one of those. I did not realize it looked like that. So before we hit our next game, let's jump back over really quick. Here we go. I kind of want to see the art now on Dutch Pinball's Alice in Wonderland. Let's do that. Hey, Sela A, thank you so much for the follow. Dutch Pinball. Sounds like somebody's walking into the garage. Dutch Pinball, Alice in Wonderland. Let's take a look at that. Is there a website directly for it? Maybe we go here? All right. It is, Sela saying it's very over the top. That's kind of what I'm seeing here. Huh. There we go. That's definitely interesting. That's something. Like, I wouldn't want that in my home outside of a man cave kind of room. Luckily, my local club is getting one. Now, Lynn, or the old WB show selection, it's got that sort of vibe to it. And that makes a lot of sense to me. Now, how did it play, though? Did you get a chance? Think about Charmed and the outfits that showed up in that. Yeah, no, that's exactly what this looks like. Looking at that. Wow, this is some high-res images. That's great when you zoom in. Upper playfield. I don't know who that's supposed to be in the back corner. Is that the rabbit? It's a really interesting upper playfield. There's no flipper up here. So how... I don't know how that works. I've played a couple of games on it. It's got some nice ideas. I could see getting some tournament miles out of it. Okay, cool. So maybe it plays well despite the kind of old school Warner Brothers or CW style artwork. I like it. So jumping back over here. If you're new to DeathLab, this is actually a really hard game to describe, but it's you're only limited by your imagination and the current theme. So if you want to jump in, I used an example earlier. Right now, the theme is household objects. Everyday appliances and household items come to life with one goal: to destroy each other in brutal fashion. You can nominate whatever you can think of. There you go. Lynn in Denver. If you want to nominate a kegerator, you absolutely can do that. And to do so, you type in !NOM space and then a kegerator, and AI is going to go out there, generate an image of a kegerator. There you go. And add it to the list. And once we get 3 nominations, we'll then vote on who we want to see actually battling. There you go. AI generated that wonderful image of a kegerator. That is exactly, I mean, that's just a kegerator there. Nice. Irish luck. Death ceiling fans. All right. And, oh man, Sela, I'm so sorry that you missed it. We do 3 nominations, and now we're at the voting phase. So only 2 things can fight each other in this game. And AI is going to make it very fun for us. So go ahead and vote, !V1 for an evil spatula, !V2 for a kegerator, or !V3 for death ceiling fans. Damn, I was going to nominate boob lights. Next one. So we have a couple different ways to play right now, and we do have a third coming soon. I made a bunch of updates last night. I was on for a couple of hours. I got I got better themes. I got better validation of nominations for specific themes. A bunch of small changes, and on top of that, I did some thinking about where DeathLab is going to go. Now, I need more time, I think, to think about this, but I spent a good hour and a half last night building a website. Conceptualizing a website. I think rather than doing live nominations, we're gonna, before each session, we'll do a day's worth of nominations, and then I will queue up and prep long videos where we will get to see the outcome of the voting and the nominations that happen throughout the day before we do a dedicated DeathLab session. So lots and lots, I think, coming here in the near future. But I think that's the direction we're going to go with this. It's going to require interaction while we're not actually streaming to prep for epic battles at night. So we've got 5 seconds left, and it looks like it's going to be the kegerator versus death ceiling fans. And we'll see what it comes up with. This is going to be the launch screen, or the kickoff, we'll say, where we get a title and we get to learn a little bit more about our characters. But I have a feeling that the audio API is a little backed up right now because oh, there we go. Ready. Yes. Sela, this is absolutely, this is all I'm a software developer. So this is all me. So we've got the Whirling Dervish versus the Brewmaster, the ultimate showdown of blades and brews. And surprisingly, Lynn in Denver, your kegerator has a 75% chance to win versus the Death Ceiling fans. Now, Sela, this is a massive workflow engine I have set up right now, utilizing agentic AI to solve a lot of these problems for us, or ultimately create these battles. Oh, nice, Sela. Yeah. So we're this is all custom software that's happening right now. We just got we do a battle in 3 parts. So we're gonna get audio narration by H. John Benjamin, aka Archer or Bob's Burgers. We get video of what happens, plus a storyline narrated, and all of that just got kicked off. And it right now, because the videos, I'm accessing an Ultra LLM right now for video generation, and I don't have the ability to spin off asynchronous requests or have them processed in parallel. So they're one after another. That said, that change is coming. That should allow me to process 10 videos all at once and have them processed in parallel. So within 4 to 5 minutes, we should be able to get roughly about 60 seconds of video completed. As of right now, it's more like 15 minutes or so before we'll get all of this back. So we'll go throw down again on some pinball while we're waiting for these videos to get generated. And then we'll come back here, Mr. J. Crane, welcome, and finish up the battle. But here's Here's the fun part. AI determined not only the chance to win, but also assigned each one of these combatants D&D attributes. So you'll see the kegerator on the left has a 16 strength, a 12 dexterity, that's surprising for a kegerator, a 14 constitution, that makes sense, an 8 intelligence, a 10 wisdom, and a 15 charisma. I agree, that kegerator is gorgeous. For the death ceiling fans on the other side, we have a 10 strength, a 14 dexterity, an 8 constitution, a 6 intelligence. I don't know why the kegerator's smarter than the ceiling fan. A 12 wisdom and a 4 charisma. Yeah, that is an ugly looking ceiling fan. Now, I'm going to come back over here. I also made some updates to better identify win rates and percentages here. So the more time you spend interacting and playing in DeathLab, I now historize everything. I have everything going into databases, and then we're running some live calculations. So I'm going to come back here. Let's take a look at that evil spatula. You get to see other things I've nominated recently. It looks like She-Ra with a weird arm. You've got my most recent one, which was the evil spatula. I need to fix that so that way it doesn't show literally the most recent nomination, because that's the one that's actually being visualized there. I have an 18% win percentage, so when I do actually get a successful nomination to a battle, I win 18% of the time. Not great. I've got 5 champions now in the last year, and for the entire system, I'm ranked first. So I'm going to make a note. I'm going to come back and look at the others. I got here's my work list. I need to remove myself, because a lot of that is all dev work. So we've got 2 action items. One, remove me from win calcs, and also remove most recent nomination from images of breakdown. Okay, cool. But who else do we have here? Also, thank you, Sela. It's always great when other developers are on here. And this, I think I've got it mostly automated at this point, so I don't have to do anything. But the amount of work that's gone into building DeathLab it's insane. And Sela, you missed it. I've been working on an AI co-host. And my AI co-host, what ends up happening is at some point, because I don't want Fred is his name, and you can see him up above me. I have a whole bunch of different animations that show when he's talking, when he's thinking about things. I have ones that we haven't actually worked on yet, because eventually this game will be all about fighting Fred, kind of like a Mortal Kombat situation. But I can't get Fred to shut up eventually. There's a snowball effect that happens with the LLM, where the more data I feed into the LLM to provide context, the more frequently Fred, whose guidance is ultimately not to be overly chatty, starts to disappear. And then he starts responding entirely too much. So I'm still working on trying to fix that. Fred seems like my Borg kind of guy. Yes. Fred absolutely is kind of Borg a little bit. He's meant to be an android, but his personality, he has a 1,000 lines, 1,000 character personality right now that I continue adding to, and I keep reinforcing the idea that he's not very responsive. Like, he only decides to come in every once in a while, but we're constantly feeding him data. He not only gets every chat. I'm working on trying to send him an image every 10 seconds of what the stream currently looks like. And we're doing speech to text. And I'm sending all of that to Fred with the hope that he jumps in and commentates or offers something to the stream very infrequently. And it works really well for about 5 or 10 minutes. And eventually that goes away and he starts responding to everything, which sucks. So I got to work around that at this point. That's my biggest issue. Where was I going? Oh, also, while we're here, we have Lynn in Denver, who's currently ranked 22nd in DeathLab. And Lynn, in the past year, I think this was maybe your first nomination, which is why you're ranked 22nd. So you're tied for 22nd. And then finally, Irish Luck has a 50% win percentage, has one champion, and prior to this, it looks like nominated the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and is currently ranked 10th in DeathLab, based on my weird calculations. So I really do need to fix it so that way it doesn't show you the most recent nomination under recent nominations. It should show you the 2 previous nominations, not the active one, because you get to see the same image twice. Now, we're going to switch back over to my launch screen.
Whirling Dervish versus Brewmaster. The ultimate showdown of blades and brews.
It looks like we've got one video generated so far, so why don't we head over to some pinball for a little bit, and we'll come back when those other 2 videos are done. Irish Luck, dude, you're doing awesome. A 50% win rate. That's huge. That is huge. All right. Got our skill shot. Let's see if we can hit the shark. Got it. Good, good. All right, we are ready to start our first mode. I think I want to go right to left. So let's go for Pond Attack. Yeah, there we go. Awesome, that's also gonna light our bounty. So the next shot we really wanna we're gonna go Scars, and then see if we can hit the far right ramp, which is Raft Attack, and start our bounty hunt, which we wanna start as soon as possible. Missed it. Missed it again. It's fine though. Far right. Ah, closer, closer. Almost, man, we're closer every single time. I'm taking that. I'll take that danger to the bank all day, every day. Far right. Oh man, too far that time. Overdid it. We got our life ring. That was intentional. I know it looked like I just missed my shot. We definitely don't miss shots here. Oh my god. Hey, there we go. So by the time we finished our first mode, we finally got our bounty hunt started. Oh, we're leveling up. No tilting. Y'all, we've hit level 2 on the stream.
Usually do.
Alright, thumbs up.
Ready, guys?
Let's do this. Dragons!
Oh my god, he just ran in.
Oh my god, he just ran in. Oh no. Okay. What do we get? 14-7? By the way, if you're just joining us, I know I don't normally stream this early on a Sunday, but we also created a leveling system for the stream. Right now it's just tied to the pinball side of things because I just haven't had time to incorporate it into DeathLab yet, but we have 10 levels. I'm not going to talk about level 11 yet because I haven't touched it because I've been focusing in... Level 11 requires Fred to be finished, and Fred is not ready. But when Fred is finished, then I will focus on level 11, which we can get to. But we have an XP management system for the stream where the more engagement we get, the higher levels we get, and the more things get enabled on the stream. So right now we're at a camera on me, a camera here, and we have the LCD that we're pulling in. But as we progress on XP and we level up, we get access to more things and more interactive ways to do things on the stream. So we just hit level 2. And I want to pre-apologize If we hit level 3 today before I gotta go, that's level 3's a thing. If you've just because I haven't moved chicken attack yet onto a different level, but I don't know. Level 3's kind of my favorite level, but it's also silly. So I don't actually want to start this multi-ball just yet. I do want to bring in a mode first. So I'm gonna focus there. What is that? Irish Luck, redeeming a stream increase of 100 XP. We're a little closer now. I'm gonna go for Raft Attack here on the right. All right, we're in Raft Attack. Now we can try and bring in this multi-ball, right? There's this, hit the target, got it. Awesome, now we're ready to start. Let's hit the far right ramp and start this multi-ball. Got it. How do you make time to work on such elaborate personal projects? I find that I'm burned out from work and don't want to open an IDE or anything on weekdays, and weekends are filled with pinball and social stuff. Sela, I have really bad insomnia. That's pretty much it. I, on average, sleep about maybe 5 to 6 hours a night at best. I struggle to, if I'm not working on something, I don't feel good about myself. I'm sure that says a lot about my personality. Well, that was a crappy multi-ball. But yeah, I'm usually working till 1 or 2 in the morning. I stream and then sometimes I'll go back to work on stuff. The big one for me right now is continuing to working on writing. So as soon as this stream is done today, that's what I'm going to go do, is go to a coffee shop and work on a novel I'm working on. All right, here we go for a shark. Got it. I know, pinball and that's the other thing, is I don't go to tournaments all that often. I really struggle with throwing 8 hours at a tournament. I really enjoy pinball and I love hanging out with the community. Especially in Fort Collins or around Northern Colorado in general. Like, it doesn't make a difference where you are. The pinball community is usually amazing. And the one out here in Colorado is, I only know the pinball community in Colorado, like short of going out to Chicago every now and then. And I've spent some time in Pittsburgh or around Pittsburgh for the original Pinburgh stuff. All communities are awesome. I just think that the Colorado community is particularly amazing, and I wish I could hang out with them more often. I struggle to dedicate that kind of time to pinball on a weekend when I know I could be working on downhill mountain biking, physical activities in order to keep myself healthy. There's the writing side of things. There's the stream. There's the trying to keep my technical skills up to snuff. Not to mention, certifications are another really big one right now. I was on a double. Yeah, Lynn, we are spoiled by pinball in Colorado. Lynn, are you doing, what is it called? What's the big camping thing? Oh my God. Dory Hill, are you doing, or anyone in Colorado, are y'all doing Dory Hill this year? Cool. Have we started? Okay, we did just start it. Irish, I am actually in a league now. In fact, I'm in first place in my league after the first week. And that is now Wednesday nights. I don't know if I can go to session 2 though, so I'm definitely gonna miss session 4, and I don't know if I can go next week because I have a work thing happening Wednesday night. Man. All right. Awesome. Love that juiced spinner on this. Get up there. Get up there. That didn't count? Oh no, I think you actually need to hit it twice. Cool. Same here Wednesday night. So don't ask me about RVs. For me, that's not... Lynn in Denver, I love glamping. That's how I roll. I think that's literally how I roll for camping. Right? I can say that. That is, I'm not abusing the term literally when I say that. All right, one more on the shark. That should do it. And that starts our penultimate mode. Irish luck. I just get really lucky for extended periods of time. Like I shoot constantly to try and hit that flow state. I can do it with the right music at work all the time, but when it comes to competitive things, I struggle to be really consistent. So I'm incredibly inconsistent when it comes to trying to hit flow, but it happens sometimes. And when it happens, it's awesome. So always shooting for it. Okay. Night swim, we're gonna go for a jackpot. There's a mode shot. Oh, it's moving now. Got it. We're gonna go there and life ring, got it. Missed it by that much. Get up there. Cool. Fish finder targets 11. Oh, we're ready for our next multi-ball, aren't we? I think so. Mr. J. Crane. I need to get that. I absolutely love Surreal's very, very cool graphic. Or very cool sound. Very cool. Very cool. Let's go ahead and close that beach up. Yeah. Boom, our first mini wizard mode. Does your league also do stall ball? I've won at that. So occasionally we do stall ball. That was funny. That was Buffalo Pinball introduced me to stall ball at TPF in 2018 or maybe 2019, I think. I think it was 2019. That was the first time I had ever even heard of it. Okay, what are we doing? Oh, double drain. That sucked. And I think we still had an add-a-ball lit too. Whatever. We're ready for our next multi-ball though. Oh my god. I don't even know what that was. That ball had some side spin on it. We also can try and go for our Mako Shark right now. Yeah, let's do Mako. Nope. There's that. Now we're just going to go for the Shark. There's that, and go for the Shark again. Awesome. Oh my god, we still need to do it again. So one more Scars and another on the Shark. Not good, not good. I hate it when that happens. All right, we're cool. Now, Scars is our last mode. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay. Try it again. CNK, you came for the billions. Are we gonna put up a billion this time? Oh, wow. That was 500 on ball one. Yeah, we have no extra ball yet. We need to do that. Well, that sucked. There we go. Scars is our last mode. We do really want to hit our fish finder. Ugh. Wow. All right, game. So that's all I had to do was look up and look at the score, and then we start playing like crap. We are ready for multi-ball number 2. Cool. Shark. When are you getting the 50th? I will not be getting the 50th. Don't get me wrong, I really do like this game. And if I could afford the 50th, I would absolutely add that as... I would get the 50th if I could. All right, we're ready for our second mini wizard mode, by the way. Here we go, 4th of July. And the thing we have to remember with 4th of July is that we have to spread the love around. We can't just combo 2 shots. Boat lights at 25 fireworks for Super Jackpot. 4th of July, collect Super Jackpot to reopen a closed beach. Mode ends when all beaches become closed. Let's do it. Let's see what we can do. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. We want to go there. There's our shark. So there's our super. There's 1, 2, 3. Our super jackpot is lit. We're gonna go again. There's another super jackpot. Ah! Okay. And all of the beaches just closed. Wow, that was like the fastest moving shark. We only got 83 million there. Okay, so we've done 4th of July and rescue. We can start working on additional beachgoers and get to search so that we can do search and rescue, or keep working on our multi-ball. I really want to keep working on the multi-ball. Weird unintentional Lazarus. Cool. Okay. Really? Missed it by that much. We're gonna try this again. Far left side. Got it. And we never got our extra ball. Wow. I don't think so. But we did finish that, so why don't we head back over and see if we have our videos done for this DeathLab battle. Come on.
Whirling Dervish versus Brewmaster. The ultimate showdown of blades and brews.
Do we have 3 videos? Is it 3? I can't. Yes, we have 3 videos, I think. Is it? Oh, yeah, the third video is just really dark. Okay, cool. So we are set to go. The Kegerator versus the Death Ceiling Fans. This is Irish Luck versus Lynn in Denver. The Kegerator has a 75% chance to win, and this is the ultimate showdown of blades and brews.
In a dimly lit garage, the relentless whir of the ceiling fan sliced through the air as it spun furiously, its blades gleaming with an ominous purpose.
That doesn't even look like video. All right, AI. That was pretty weak. That is literally just a fan that's not even turned on. Okay. Let's see what you got for round 2.
But the Kegerator, standing tall and defiant, unleashed a torrent of icy brew in a desperate attempt to douse the fans' lethal dance, but the fans' relentless assault proved too powerful.
I don't know what's happening there. That is a very muscular dude, though. The Kegerator, standing tall and defiant, unleashed a torrent of icy brew in a desperate attempt to douse the fans' lethal dance. But the fans' relentless assault proved too powerful. Just remember, folks, when you think that AI is going to take over the world, this is what it's doing right now. That guy has so many towels all over him. He has towels on top of towels. And also, he has headphones that he's not currently wearing, just around his neck. I don't know. There's a lot happening there. Let's see what happens at the end of this battle.
With one final fateful swoop, the ceiling fan's blades descended like a guillotine, silencing the Kegerator forever as it crashed to the ground in a frothy defeat.
All right, that's a little... What the... Okay, frothy defeat. There was beer thrown all over. That's not even a ceiling fan. That's a portable fan. But what is this? It was definitely like the fan just went, and splashed itself all over. God, this is so great. This is quality entertainment here. Honestly, I don't even know what to call that, but for certain, the fan beat the fan beat the kegerator, despite the fact that the kegerator had a 75% chance to win. That means I pressed the wrong one. Darn it. Let's try that again. Irish Luck is the winner of this round. Yep. So now we go back. We are not gonna try and defeat the Death Seedling fans. We're gonna go ahead and trigger a new theme. All right. But Irish Luck continuing to up their win percentage. What do we get here? Twisted fairy tales. Beloved fairy tale characters turn sinister as dark magic corrupts their once charming world. Definitely some interesting background imagery we have there for twisted fairy tales. But here we go. We are open again. To nominate, the new theme is Twisted Fairy Tales. I'm going to go ahead and nominate somebody. Let's go with nominate Abraham Lincoln. Just so that way you guys can see, we actually have AI validating that what you're nominating matches the theme that's been selected. And on top of that, I've made some big improvements here. So AI is doing a much better job of validating. We had some issues with food, where we tried to nominate cereal mascots and it wouldn't let us, and it should have. So I had to go invest a decent amount in there. It would be exclamation, not an @ symbol. Mr. J. Crane, sorry. And my guess is by nominating Napoleon, you DeathLab should likely decide your nomination is invalid. So this, trying to think of like what would be good fairy tale characters. In fact, we recently had one where it was Goldilocks versus the biggest or the eldest goat Gruff. The eldest Billy Goat Gruff, I think, was one that was a lot of fun. So thinking through, man, what are some other fairy tale characters here? I'm struggling to think of some, like Rumpelstiltskin. Peter Piper is absolutely a fairy tale character, right? Hold on, I don't know how to spell Rumpelstiltskin. It is spelt exactly like what it sounds like. All right. I'll take that one. Yeah, and go ahead and just not, if you're not sure. We have Rumpelstiltskin versus Rumpelstiltskin. All right. I need to put in a validation that we don't have duplicates. Adding this to the to-do list. No duplicate nominations. Another big one that's coming is going to be you get one vote. I didn't start that yet because it's a little bit deeper of a change because I have to start recording votes in the database, which is no big deal. Yeah, look at that Irish Luck. You've got 2 champions, and you've got a 66.7% win rate. Look at that. Your win rate keeps going up. Great minds think alike. You could do the, I'm trying to think, like, biggest bad wolf. Man, there's got to be some better ones. Like dark fairy tale characters. There you go. Hansel and Gretel, Beauty and the Beast, Rapunzel, a Maleficent. The Pied Piper actually shows up as one of the darker ones. The Cheshire Cat. The Wicked Witch of the West. You know what I can do is that. All right. So Irish Luck, you can keep Rumpelstiltskin. And the Frog Prince, Bigby Wolf. I've never heard of that one. The Wicked Witch. Snow White. The Big Bad Wolf. Yeah, there's quite a bit. And I think we're going to kick this one off, by the way. Yeah, there you go. The Evil Stepmother. Exactly. We're going to kick this off and get this brewing, but I'll be back on tonight, I think, to stream again. It is almost 2 o'clock, and I do want to head over and get some writing in this afternoon. So I think we're going to... Cinderella would be another fun one. Exactly. So we're just going to get this going, and worst case scenario, we'll stop back on tonight. But it would be cool to start this evening's stream with the videos for this. And we can just let that happen in the background. God, I'm so excited, by the way, for parallel video creation. So I subscribe to an account that gives me access to an ultra-level video generator now. And it says I'm allowed 10 parallel generations, but I'm allowed 10 queued requests, but none of them generate in parallel. And I've pointed out this snafu to Models Lab, and they are working on enabling it. I just don't know when that's going to become available. But man, when I can generate 60 seconds of video within roughly 4 to 5 minutes, that's a game changer for DeathLab. Then we'll be able to go, I'm going to try then and automate or string those together into a single 60-second video instead of needing to jump from scene to scene to scene. And then just play out the entire video narrated. Also, we have music coming soon. That's another one I did some research into and set up some kind of basic API calls to also generate music for as like a background to the scene. So we're going to come back to this later tonight, y'all. Thank you so much for jumping on. Weird midday stream. We did get a nice household objects DeathLab session in, which is going to be great. I can't wait to condense that down to a video to publish to the YouTube. And we also got to try out all of the updates I've made over the past couple of days. And on top of that, we got a nice list of a couple more, which is to remove me from the win calculation since I have way too much that I've generated in test, and I don't have different environments, like a test environment and a production environment. I do need to remove the most recent nomination from the images of breakdowns, for example. Not at all what I meant to press. We're going to go back to nominate. Sorry. Skew that. This one here. So, Irish, thank you. You can see here, you get to see your nomination and the image of the active nomination, and then down below, I show recent nominations, but I need to remove the one you just did from recent nominations, because that's just a waste. Cool. Yeah. Thank you, y'all. Let's go find someone to raid. Have a great day.